Hello guys, Pixel here with another video, and today we're going to do something different than normal. No gaming, as you've probably seen in the title. We're going to do 10 irritating things people hate. Disclaimer, this is things I hate for the most part, so if you like or don't find irritating, don't talk hate in the comments. But let's get right into number one. Number one, when people are sitting on your jackets. Look, I don't know if you can relate to this, guys, but I really can. Every single time when I sit in the bus and just chillax on my phone, calling some babes, not just kidding, and a normal guy it just comes and sad and just sits next to me, and I'm like, yeah, this, and I'm going to stand up, and he's like, nah, this, and just sits on my jacket, and I'm like, damn it, dude, we've been through this. And he's still nodded, and I'm just throwing the chair around, I'm just breaking the chair out of the bus. I'm like, yeet. But yeah, that was number one. Let's get straight into number two. Number two, I don't really know if some of you guys can relate to this, but 8-year-olds and 4-year-olds can't, because when I was 8 or 4, and I don't know, I was doing the same thing. And what I'm talking about here is I'm playing with my phone in the bus, right or everywhere, and a random kid walks up to me sad, and I'm like, guys, we need to stop say sad in the videos, and he's nah, this, and I'm like, that's him, mate, and he's like, what you got on the phone? And I'm like, nothing, just turning around watching babes, I'm just kidding, and he's jumping on me sad, and I'm like, whoa, get off me, I'll karate kick you, and I just spin around keep watching those hot babes, and he's going behind me and I'm like, why does this always happen to me? But yeah, that's just me. I just hate it really much, but I did it myself, and I actually feel a bit bad for doing that. This is the first thing I can't relate to, because this happened to a friend of mine, and he was stretching, and the teacher was you, and he was didn't watch, or he didn't listen at the teacher what she said, and we all have been there, we all have done it, but I have done it too sometimes. But I was just imagine, you're in a class, your teacher is teaching you 2 + 2, and you're damn, I can't do that, and she's doing really hard math, and you're oh, I don't understand, and then afterwards fall asleep, yeah, and then you wake up, and then you're really tired and stuff, and you stretch your arm up and and then teacher's pig stuff, or your name. And you're what? Repeat the question, please. And she's you didn't listen to me. You need to listen, mate. And I'm I got a stroke. And she's don't play with me. This is the 4th time this week. And you're what are they talking about? I'm calling home. And you're no! Number 4, and this is another thing I can't relate to, because it happens to me, but it doesn't really, my dad doesn't say, come, you don't have a life, come, or mom, I don't know, but I know it happens to really many people in the world, and I'm just saying sorry, because I really feel bad for you, but I still don't. So it's when you play a game specific a battle royale game Fortnite, PUBG, H1Z1, babes, and you're oh yeah, it's 2 people left, I can do this, and they're fighting each other, and you're running towards them, and then your dad or mom is coming in the room damn son, go take out the trash, or it's dinner, and you're oh, now mom or dad, I don't know, and they're pulling up their guns go take out the trash, or go eat dinner, and you're I would rather starve to death than eat the dinner and she's like, or he's like, oh, you say my cooking isn't good, you wanna fight me? And the next minute you're like both in a boxing match, and like you don't wanna fight, and that's it. Number 5, and this is another thing I can't relate to. Let's just make this a list. Things Pigstyle can't relate to. And this is one of my it happens to one of my friends, and it actually made him like break up with his girlfriend. And he didn't break up, he got broken. Oh damn son, that was good. But like yeah, it's like when you're like texting, like you've been on the beach, like seeing those beaches, if you know what I mean, and like you wanna text them, and they're like hot, and then it's like Baywatch. Yeah, have you seen Baywatch? Yeah, and you like texting them like, hey, when you wanna meet. And then she's like, maybe like tomorrow, and they can't read it because dad or mom just snaps it out of your hand. It's like throwing it on the ground, like spits on it, and you're like, what the hell, man? And he's like, or she's like, no texting on the table, and just like cuckoo, but then doesn't do anything because you're the son, so just take up the belt, and yeah, that's what happens. And yeah, well, that's it for this video. No, I'm just kidding. I got him. So just on the 5, I think 4, 5. Yeah, just like 5 to go plus 1 honorable mention. Yeah. Number 6, and this is something every single human being, alien, whatever it takes. Like homework is the worst. Like no one likes it. Like maybe like a genie, like homework you can never question, like 1 + 1 is 2, and I'm like, they're like, I didn't know that, like, and he's like, yeah, maybe go to school next time, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, because homework sucks, especially math homeworks. Like, why? Just why? This is torture. And as you see, I don't really need as much help in English homework as math, because see, my English is fluent, so I'm like the boss of English in my class. No, I ain't teach it is, but no one heard that. But oh no, and flipping legend. So I mean, yeah, that was it for the video. I got him again. Why am I still saying this? Like sad. I mean, number 7, and this is something I kinda can relate to, because I have had many enemies in my spare life. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. Yeah, I got 12 fingers, as you know. But yeah, like you know when you have like an enemy, like yeah, imagine like Thanos, and you're like Captain Marvel or someone in Marvel, and you're like, damn, you got purple skin. But you know what? I can 1 + 1, and you're like just. And he's just like, damn son, and he's still like just looking at you like, oh yeah, I can 4 + 4, and you're like smashed out of this world. Yeah, and like he's your enemy, and he knows more than you, and like you're getting so irritated because like you don't want him to know more about you, because you want to know more than him, and it just doesn't work because it's so more intelligent or smarter than you. Yeah. I'm looking at you, Thanos. Number 8, EGT Gaming. Number 9, yeah, this is something I can relate to really much. When you're like really bad at something. Like imagine you're like flying a plane and just crashing and almost dying, and then like 20 years later you become Han Solo at like piloting and stuff. And then you're like the best, and like yeah, and then a random guy comes to you and like, you suck. Do you remember that time you crashed? And like, dude, that was like 20 years ago, mate. I can fly now. And he's like, no, you can't. Crash 1 time, always crash. You can't fly 1 time, never can fly. And you're like really sad because you can. It's like that has happened to me. I didn't like know that and that and that. And then no one would like tell me, and afterwards I could know that and that and that, and it wasn't like one question, it was like an entire history class. And yeah, so yeah, many people can actually relate to this. honorable mentions. Like we all know, like this is like the worst scenario, and especially with PlayStation controllers, they suck. Like, please, the wireless controllers, I mean, like DualShock 4, what the hell the name is. It's so irritating. It always goes out of battery, or like runs out. All PlayStation people can relate to this, I can swear on that. Xbox has batteries. Batteries are better. We need to charge it with a mobile charger. Mobile charger. 90% of the mobile chargers doesn't even work. I think. But, like, Jesus Christ. Please, make PlayStation, Sony, make your controllers better. Everyone can relate to this at that PlayStation. Even I can, and I play a lot of Xbox too. But most PlayStation do. This is the last thing, guys. Number 10. This is probably the hardest thing, and so irritating. Like, I really can relate to this. It's like when you're trying to text your child, but like you can't text your child because you've hit his mom, and like she doesn't want you to see him because you can be really aggressive sometimes, and like it's really hard for you, and like.